Hello, everyone. It's me, Clayton. I just finished watching the third and final season of Sweet Tooth. So, the original Sweet Tooth series is an interesting case when it comes to DC's Vertigo comic imprint. It was a story about a pandemic known as the Sick that took over the the entire world, and it was also the story of a hybrid boy named Gus who travels around the world with a big man named Jeopard as they attempt to find a way to cure the sickness that's infecting humanity while also finding out if humans and hybrids could find a way to coexist in the earth. So after a first season that hit it big when everyone was stuck indoors, and a second season that, while it does have its problems, still managed to continue the story in a mostly satisfying manner, the third season is all about giving everyone the ending that they deserve, sending the story back to where the pandemic officially began in Alaska, reuniting Gus with his mother Birdie, and also as it introduces one final villain to to stand in Gus and Jeopard's way after General Abbott was killed off in the second season. This would be Rosalind Chow as Helen Zhang. Basically, she's a warlord who also appeared in the second season as part of General Abbott's committee of people who are trying to create a human sanctuary. But Helen decides that the best way to ensure that human birth can come back is to kill Gus when he's near the location of the tree. This big antler like tree that's in Alaska that is supposedly the origin for the sickness and of the hybrids, especially since Gus was the first hybrid to be born. It's generally a pretty messed up plan, and she also has her daughter Rosie, played by Kelly Marie Tran, aka Rose Tico from Star Wars The Last Jedi, to help out with this plan. I generally think General Abbott was a better villain when it comes to him being more intimidating, and honestly, his last men felt like they were a bit more of a threat since our heroes needed more resources in order to actually defeat them. But at the same time, I do think that Helen is a decent last antagonist to go for, considering that she shows how low some people are willing to go just to get what they want, especially if they believe that the only way to save one population is just to end another one, which is, not the right answer in this case. Like like the previous two seasons of Sweet Tooth, it manages to fit in dark moments and some general good survival horror vibes with plenty of heartwarming moments and plenty of lighthearted uh, moments as well to generally keep people engaged with these characters. We get to see various characters' backstories. We get to see more background on Jeopard. We get to see the origins of the outbreak, and we also get to see the final decisions of Dr. Singh, who has been going through a pretty uh, tight-roping character arc from the ever since the first season, going back and forth between being a hero or being a villain. And honestly, while there are some stumbling blocks here and there, I think there are a few too many new characters, and I think there are a few digressions near the start of the season that could have been cut and you'd miss nothing. The ending, I think, makes up for everything. The ending of the season and of the series as a whole is not only one that happens to end things on a satisfying note, it happens to end things on one of the more heartwarming notes that I've seen for a survival horror show. It's like, how do I say this? It's like if The Last of Us had an ending that kind of pleased everybody, and if it ended in a very hopeful way. It's not the grim kind of ending that you'd expect for this kind of genre. Instead, it's the kind of ending that gets the characters you like to actually live a full, satisfying life, and it actually manages to answer a few questions in a clever way, even revealing the identity of the narrator in a really clever way too. So, I think I'm gonna miss Sweet Tooth. It wasn't a perfect series, and it's definitely different from the original comic, but when it comes to the Netflix adaptations, I think it's one of the better ones that I've seen. That's why I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. See you next time.